Next, we have Robert Skagen, quilt drapers, his wife Janet, and son David. Bob was in the Army, dates of service 1955 to 1957. This is during the Cold War, and I believe it's about the end of the Korean conflict. Discharge rank, specialist, third class. On a cold, snowy day, the 31st of March, 1955, I started the first adventure of my career by taking my first train ride after enlisting in the U.S. Army. The train took me to Monterey, California. From there, I caught a bus to Fort Ord, California. This is where I spent my first 8 weeks of basic training. I spent the next 8 weeks training at Fort Bliss, Texas. This is where I learned to shoot the big 90mm cannons, the 30 caliber and the 50 caliber machine guns. I traveled next to Selfridge Air Force Base, north of Detroit, Michigan. For 18 months, I was assigned to an Army anti-aircraft artillery post that worked in conjunction with the Air Force. My job there was to track aircraft on a radar machine and to also track the airplanes on a plotting board. My biggest problem there was how to print all the words backwards so the personnel up front could read them. My 2 short years in the Army wasn't all work. There were some fun times and one spooky time. The best fun time was when my crew decided to go fishing. We rented a couple of motorboats and headed to a large lake nearby. One of our co-workers was a married man and lived on base. He and his wife agreed to have a fish fry and, of course, plenty of beer. We did manage to catch a nice batch of black crappies and a small northern pike. The spooky time came when 4 of our crew decided to go ice skating one cold wintry night. We went to the lake we had fished on. Everyone knew how to ice skate except me. I had never had on a pair of ice skates, but had done a lot of roller skating as a kid. So I thought, what the heck? I will give it a try. The only light we had on the lake was a very pale glow from a faraway town to give us a direction to head for when we decided to call it quits. After my backside hit the ice several times, I started to get the hang of it and was doing quite well. So well that I lost the whereabouts of where I was. I could not see the glow of the town lights, and a little fear crept into my mind that I might be spending the night out on the lake or even freeze to death. Because it was so dark, I had lost all sense of direction. I finally decided to start skating in a circle and widen the circle in hopes of finding that glow of light. After what seemed like a very long time, the glow of hope appeared. I headed in the direction of the glow and finally came upon my buddies who were about to leave and go get some help. My promise that night was, first time on ice skates, last time on ice skates. On March 29, 1957, I departed from the U.S. Army with an honorable discharge and rank of specialist third class. This is the same pay grade as a corporal. I received a sharpshooter medal, good conduct medal, and a lot of good memories. His quilt was pieced by Renee Evans and quilted by Sharon Eliason. But first you have to hold it up so our Mr. Photographer can take pictures.
Very pretty.
And this is his pillowcase. Favorite Korean vets up here, they're probably sweating to death about right now.